Hey, you fucks. Thanks for, checking out the videos, showing a little bit of support. How about you take it to the next level and show us some love over there on Patreon, huh? Huh?
Yo, 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 yo. What the fuck is up? Everybody out there on the YouTube stores, you gotta buy Papa Tkyo coming to you live from Devil Craft Pizza. Oh man, dude. Well, oh god, I had my fill. That's for damn sure. Oh, dude, I am so fucking just stuffed and done. Oh man. Oh. Well, anyway, everybody, welcome back to another Papa Tkyo's Tkyo Rants on ADVJapan channel, where you guys get to hear a little rant and rave about what I think about stuff on the YouTubes. And we're in Kanda, Tokyo right now. Kanda area of Tokyo. I used to work for a trading company in this area, teaching English to them a couple times a week. It was a pretty sweet gig. Oh man, I'm fucking stuffed though. Look at that. That's a big boy scooter right there. But anyway, yeah, I was thinking, I was like, well, did I say everything that I wanted to say in part one of this video? I don't feel like I did. I feel like I kind of had to rush this because I didn't realize how close of a trip this is going to be to Kanda Station. From Shinjuku to Kanda. I didn't realize how fast of a ride that would be. So anyway, not a big deal. But God, I am just stuffed. Put a fucking toothpick in me. What is it? Put a fork in me. Put a fork in me, man. I'm done. Yeah, I'm fucking done. Oh man, I ordered way too much food there. But you guys don't want to hear me talk about food and being fat. You want to hear about my thoughts on the whole fucking Abe thing that happened. So, and I want to tell them. Yeah, so anyway, we gotta find our way back to the Emperor's Palace first, so I can make it from there all the way to Shinjuku's. It's so weird. It's so weird. Like, this is one of those things where it's like you can't not talk about it. Like, I feel like I remember when 9/11 happened. Like 9/11 happened, I was upstate New York. I was visiting my Uncle Louie, and he's an old guy and he loves his fucking he loves VCR. He loved making records of everything, and can I make this? Yeah, I'm gonna try to make it. Haha, here we go. Suck my dick, motherfucker. My Uncle Louie loved making fucking videotapes of recordings of red lights that I almost ran through. Yeah. And it's just like I remember I wasn't in New York City the day that the fucking Twin Towers went down, but I was in New York. I was in Albany when that happened. And I remember I'm like middle school, and I'm just thinking to myself, I'm like, man, because we were going through some shit with my family at that time, so it's like I couldn't be fucked with anything. Like, I didn't care. Like, I didn't care what was going on. 9/11's kind of a weird thing to compare the Abe situation to. But, I mean, it is like a historical event, Like, 9/11 killed a bunch of people. Thousands of people. Even though there's genocides and shit every fucking day that could be considered domestic terrorism or whatever, terrorism, and no one gives a shit about them because they're not Americans or they're not first world countries. That's only allowed to happen in non-first world countries. Remember, that's the rules. And so I always found it 9/11 was a tragedy. I'm partially from New York, so it's like I feel the pain for New Yorkers, and I do feel like it's bullshit. I feel like I don't know, it's just hypocritical, sometimes, thinking about this shit. But anyway, it's just like Abe, I don't know how he affected people in a positive or negative way, aside from that tourist shit comment that I made earlier. But it's just like, I don't know, it's just for a country that rarely ever has gun fucking gun news at all. It's just so weird that, like, you know, like I can remember most fucking gun stories from when I can remember most gun stories since I've come to Japan, because I used to read the news all the time. I try not to read the news anymore, but I'm still on fucking stupid Twitter and Facebook. I really gotta just, like, having those apps on my computer, or like having the websites accessible on my computer is fine, but I think I should just delete the apps on my phone. You know, like, keep the messenger, but delete the apps. If it's really important, I can post it later, you know? I mean, I guess for Facebook, I don't know. Twitter, I feel like any news that's really happening, you'll hear about it on Twitter before any other big news companies, right? But anyway, it's just like, you know, I used to read the news all the time, and it's like, I remember there was a gun shooting in Chiba. When I lived in Chiba, this old guy ran into the Denny's that I used to drive by, and he went in there and shot some dude, but it was just an old guy shooting another old guy. And it's just old dudes, probably methed out, shooting each other. I remember there was a Chinese guy who shot his wife in the fucking head outside of the Sakura Hotel Cafe in Ikebukuro. That was a big deal. I remember the CEO of Gyoza no Osho getting shot in a parking lot in Kyoto, like really fucking early in the morning. Yeah, like there's like, those are like just there's some gun. I remember this kid killed himself. Like, he was his father was a policeman, and he killed himself using his father's revolver in the toilet. I remember that. Yeah, you know, it's I remember a teacher. I can't remember if it was Chiba or somewhere else. I think it was Osaka. One of the students brought a gun to school, and it was like, the teacher thought it was a replica. The kid said he found it at his house. He brought it in, and the teacher, like, they confiscated it because they're like, what? No guns allowed at school, you silly nilly. And then the teacher put it in the fucking teacher's lounge, and then the teacher was just like, hey, I'm playing around with it. Ho, make my day, Darth Harold. You know, and he, Dirty Harold. Goddamn, Borat's such a good fucking movie. Make my day. Yeah, I won't say that. You can't say edgy jokes. But anyway, it's just like, you know, and then he shot the gun, and like, it went off, and it turned out to be an actual fucking, like, real gun. You know, I never told this story, but I remember one of my friends who was an English teacher. He left Japan like 10 years ago. But I remember he was telling me a story about how when he lived in the countryside here in Japan, there was this half from some Latin country guy, half Japanese guy, that lived underneath him, and my friend spoke Spanish, and they would occasionally drink or whatever. And then one night, the guy got really drunk, and he put a gun on the table, like, at my friend's house, and he's like, he thought my friend was like a general or something from that guy's country, and he fled to Japan. My friend's like white guy from America, you know, but and he's like haha, nice fucking nice fucking you know, ball, what is it, like a airsoft gun. And the guy like took out the clip, and there's like real bullets in there, and it's like, oh shit, okay, I don't think he's for play, I think he's for real. So like, in Japan they do have guns, but I think there's more gun incidents in Taiwan, I think, overall, than there would be in Japan, because they got like actual triad shit, and it's hot. I feel like wherever it's hot, there's gonna be more crime. It's like, you know, that's why I think like Norway and stuff and all those other countries are pretty like calm when it comes to crime. It's just cold. It's too hard to commit crimes when it's cold, or temperate climate. But yeah, anyway, I just I don't know. I don't care about the sponsor shout out or whatever for this video. You guys know the whole drill. I don't need to pop it up. The fucking Nakano Shimbashi and the Patreon shit. Hey, if Abroad Japan can monetize his videos over this fucking tragedy, and CNN can fucking run ads on their shit, then I might as well run ads and shout out my Patreon while we're doing this shit. So whatever. Yeah. Did that chick just take a picture of me? She totally was. She was totally taking a picture of me. Cool. Yeah, there you go. You saw that? She was like aiming her camera right at me. Oh my god. She took pictures of me, guys. I gotta sue. Gotta sue her. Meh. But I don't know, I just felt like I had more thoughts on this for the gun shooting, because it's just like I like, you know, I have a friend, if you guys know who he is. I have a friend who lives in Africa right now, and we you know, we keep in touch and stuff, and you know, on occasion something will happen in Africa that's like, I'm like, wow, that's crazy, and it might be something negative or whatever, and he'll always say, well, you don't live here, man, so like just shut the fuck up, you don't know how it is. And I'm like, well, you're telling me stories about that, like, you know, like this friend of mine, anything negative that ever happens, he's like, shut the fuck up, you don't know what really happened, you don't know what's going on. I'm like, I'm just listening to your fucking story that you're telling me, dude. But anyway, it's just like, you know, in Japan, like, there's rarely any fucking, there's like no gun incidents here in Japan. It's very rare. There's a lot of, like, you know, there's a decent amount of rape. There's a decent amount of suicides. There's a decent amount of domestic violence. And God, it's so funny. I forget sometimes that I need to pretend like I don't know Japanese, and like, because I like to play the gaijin fool when I go into places. It helps me, like, kind of, you know, I don't know. It's better to, like, have people think that I don't speak Japanese at the beginning than originally do, especially if I'm going into a place which is, like, kind of catering to foreigners. And I don't know why. I just like to pull the gaijin card, I guess. But this woman and her like date were sitting at the or like sitting at the counter at Devilcraft just now while I was there, and they fucking, like, the woman, like, you know, the guy's like, oh my god, really? I can't believe your ex-husband, like, he was in the Navy, he was American, like you used to live in America, what was that like? And she's like, yeah, you know, he was, like, lazy, he didn't, like, pay attention to me, he was always on the boat and stuff, and, you know, I really wanted to just get out of, like, I don't know where she said she was from, but she's like, I just wanted to get out from where I was from, and, you know, but then, like, he wouldn't, like, you know, he was on the boat a lot, and I'd just get lonely, and then I'd yell at him when he came home, and he hit me. And the guy's like, oh my god, he hit you? Like, you know, he was just trying to save the single. And he's like, wait a second, do you have kids? And she's like, yeah, I got 2 kids. And he's like, what? You didn't tell me any of this shit before I went on a date. And he's like, and I just love it because the guy that she's on the date with, he's like, yeah, man, Americans are just like, they have guns and shit, so they're just, like, violent, you know? And, like, meanwhile, like, I'm sitting right across from him, but he doesn't know that I speak Japanese. And I just, like, when he said, like he said, because, like, I spoke Japanese when I ordered my food, so I thought they heard me. So I'm like, why would they say that? Like, are they just saying this shit to test to see if I actually speak Japanese or not? And but no, like, you know, so, like, when the guy's like, when that guy said that to the chick, he's like, you know, Americans are inherently violent, and, you know, like you're lucky you got out of there. Like, you know, like, of course they would beat their women or something, you know, like, アメリカ人は暴力的な not Minzoku, but he said something like, 暴力的な人たちだから、まあ、なんかの暴力振り回うの、なんかの家庭暴力とかがなんか当然のことじゃないか。Yeah, like, you know, he's like, you know, よくなんかのよく逃げたよな or something. He's like, you know, good on you for, like, escaping. But, like, when he said, like, Americans were, like, really like, violent, like, I looked back really quickly, and it wasn't like, fuck you. It was just like, I'm like, did that guy really just say that in front of me? Like, I'm not I didn't announce that I'm American. I spoke Japanese, but I'm like, did the guy know that, like, did he not hear me speak Japanese? Like, I can understand what he's saying. And, like, I just looked back at him, and I'm like, just kind of have that look, and I'm like, did you really just say that shit in front of me? Like, yeah, Americans are more violent, so of course they're gonna beat their wives, you know? And I just looked at him, I'm like, whoa, dude, like the balls. And then he's like, oh wait, that guy speaks Japanese. I'm like, I guess he didn't hear me. I guess he didn't hear me order food or whatever. But and then him and the woman got really embarrassed. And it's just like, I don't know if the husband beat her or not, but she just seemed like, I don't know. I don't think her date was really happy when she lied and said that she didn't tell him that she had kids. But anyway, I mean, the whole reason why I brought that up is just because it just happened. But also it's like, you know, I kind of agree with it, you know, and not so much the beatings, but I would agree why, or like, I understand why people would think that way, especially when we have so many guns and like gun incidents and like violent stuff happening in America all the time. I understand why people would think that way. But it's just like, you know, I just, like in Japan though, like there's a famous picture of like some kid, high school kid, and he's like, he's stabbing a guy who was like trying to be, like a communist fucking, like politician or something, and the kid stabbed him, right? And, you know, like there's the picture, and the kid, like, he's a high schooler, and he stabbed him because, you know, you can't get a gun or whatever. And so it's just like to hear that, like, one of the, like, the most top fucking government fucking prime ministers not only got killed, but he got killed by a gun, and it's like a handmade gun. I mean, I don't know, it's so surprising, you know, to hear that shit. Ugh. To hear and whatever that shit, right? So I don't know. I'm just I don't know, I'm just like in shock. I'm shocked that happened. Like, I wonder how Japan's gonna change, you know? And I'm not talking about foreigners, I just mean like Japanese laws. I mean, like, whenever something happens like this, you know, some political group or whatever, they're gonna try to use it to their advantage. Like, you know, God damn it. I gotta get out of the way. Yeah, go. What are you doing going through the middle of the road? You literally had a lane free right over here, dude. You know, I heard online that in Tokyo, population 21 million people, they only have 180 active ambulances at one time. I don't even know how many hospitals they have here, but 181 ambulances running at one time. You would think they would need more, you know? But I guess not everyone's needing emergency attention. I don't know. I mean, yeah, so Abe's dead. Are we gonna have like a return of Abe, like Return of Dracula? Is he gonna come back? Is Abe's dad was originally another prime minister. Yeah, I think I got it wrong the first video. I think Abe's dad was the other Abe prime minister that I was thinking about, who had the diarrhea problems. But yeah, it's just like, I don't know. Like, I wanna just say more about like how it's just bullshit that this guy and his shitty security team like got this guy killed. And oh man, I don't know, it's like all these things running through my head. I'm like, is his security team gonna get like are they gonna get vetted? Are they gonna get like interrogated and tortured to see why this happened or what, you know? Like, if this is communist China, I'd understand them like torturing and, you know, trying to get to the bottom of this. What a great way to spend my bike ride back to the house than just fucking doing this shit. Getting pizza. That was the first time I've gotten Devilcraft in like 8 years. I remember I went there one time when they first opened with a bunch of people, and this time I went by myself. And it's probably been more than 8 years since they opened, but yeah, you know, goddamn. And this is like such a transitional period for me. Like, after 3.5 years, I'm moving out of the guest house finally. more out of necessity than want, you know? I just need to be able to be free and not have wife-beating assholes complaining about me to the fucking guest house staff or the managers or whatever. But yeah, it's like, you know, summer has come for the most part. Luckily, it was really hot that 1 week, and then it was like rainy, and now it's kind of like decent. Like right now, it's actually nice. Like I can go to bed with my fan on, and it's fine, you know. Very, very nice. Like, kiss, kiss. How much? But I don't know, man. I don't know. It's funny. I thought I had more shit to talk about regarding this. I wanted to talk about, like, I don't really know Abe's past. I don't know his like political career shit, aside from the stuff that I've seen on TV for 5 seconds. I love how you know, one of the big reasons I decided to make this video is just because I wanted to have like a memory of like what I think about all this shit going on right now, like different conspiracy theories I had. You know, like, why did certain things happen? How the fuck did... Like, just asking the questions that, like, I want answered while I still have, like, the energy and curiosity to ask them, you know? And then also so I can look back on... Yeah, so I can look back on this. Like, I regret not making more of a video when the 3/11 earthquake happened. Like, I made a video that day, but it's just me walking around my neighborhood and then going and getting some food with a woman who ended up killing herself. That's another story. Rest in peace, Jennifer. God, a gaijin goes all the way to Japan, and then she decides to kill herself by jumping in front of a train back in America. I mean, come on, dude. You know, if you're in Japan, don't bring the worst parts of Japan back to America. But yeah, so yeah, I mean, like, you know, I had all these different questions still, like, how did that asshole get the gunpowder? Like, how do you make a gun? Like what did he use for ammo? I understand he got, like, gunpowder or whatever, but are guns really that easy to make? It looks like he just had wood and fucking pipes and like, shit taped together. It didn't look like he did anything particularly special or whatever, you know? And then on top of that, it's just like that guy... You know, it's like they said now that he wanted to shoot Abe because he thinks Abe's part of this religious group that fucked over his mom and took her money or something. That's from Korea. And I'm like, if anybody knows, like, Japan doesn't, especially Abe's like group of people, they don't really flow well with the Koreans, you know. They're not really down with that squad, you know. You know, so to say, quote unquote, vis-a-vis, ergo, concurrently. But it's like, yeah, well, how did this guy find out how to make a gun? Let me go, thanks. Sorry, Mr. Taxi. Sorry, Mrs. Taxi. Ooh. But, yeah, and it's like, why was Abe's back completely unguarded? You know, why is it there weren't more cops there present, and why weren't they protecting him? You know, what the fuck was his security doing? Or what was their fucking, their priority for this shit? You know, who wants Abe dead more than anything that could gain from this? Who is to gain politically by having Abe die? You know, it's yeah, like another reason why I wanted to make this is I saw fucking Abroad in Japan, like, he's like, I made a video about this already, and with me talking to Ryotaro about this on Instagram, and he's like, go check out the video, and I'm like, that guy does not, Like, I love it. I love it when there's such a fucking double standard for shit. Like, I put the GoPro on the sushi conveyor belt. I acknowledge that. But what about Rachel and Jun? What about Charla? What about literally any other big YouTuber who's filmed a video when they went out to sushi? Yeah, well, those people were in the video for a little bit. Your whole video is other people. It's still the goddamn same thing, dude. It's still other people without their fucking permission getting their video taken while in the video, you piece of shit. Yeah, well, Rachel and Jun are attractive. Okay, well, there you go. There's your fucking truth. Okay, so life is unfair. You know? Like, Rachel and Jun make better videos than you, so they don't deserve the scrutiny? And I'm like, yeah, so it's like, abroad in Japan can capitalize on any time there's a big event happening, but as soon as I make a video talking about it and I monetize it, I'll get shit for it, you know? But then again, I guess the people that are complaining aren't really worth it anyway. They're not worth the fucking the spit they're spitting. I guess you know, it doesn't matter. Why are you giving those people the time of day? I guess you're. Why am I having a conversation just with myself? I mean, the whole point is just like I feel like even if I don't make any money off of this, which I don't really give a shit. These rants make like $50 a month tops. You know, like they don't make a lot of cash on this channel. Maybe if I put out more rants per week, it would make more cash. I don't know. But the whole point is that, like, I'm not making much money off of this shit anyway, so I don't care. But I wanted this digital record of, like, okay, I was thinking this, you know? I was thinking this about this certain situation, this certain news that just happened. And, you know, I want the memory of not just, like, me going to see Top Gun 2 the same day Shinzo Abe died. Like, I don't want that to be my only memory. It is, I guess, Nick, our boy Nick Watson, our boy Nicky, the mod in the Discord, one of my viewers here in Japan. You know, I hung out with him that day, so yeah, he gets. We both get to share the memory that we both hung out and just basically homoed it up to fucking to Top Gun 2, which was an awesome movie. I mean, like Nick said that movie was kick-ass, but man, that was just fucking good. And that guy, Miles Jordan, I think his name, like that guy he's a good actor. And he looked just like that Goose guy. It's pretty good. And I got in the line to go in front, so I do not go in the underground, the straight ground. This is a sound from straight down underground. I get the whole box of licorice you got on yourself, so just let me introduce myself. My name is Humpty, pronounced with the umpty. Hey ladies, oh how I'd like to ump thee. And all the rappers in the top 10, please allow me to bump thee. I'm standing tall, y'all, just like Humpty Dumpty. My stereo something with, hey, funky, I like my oatmeal lumpy. Dangerous, straight gangster math. Sometimes I get ridiculous. I eat up all your sugar, chocolate and your licorice. Hey, yo, fat girl, come here, are you ticklish? Yeah, I called you fat. Look at me, I'm skinny. Never stopped me from getting busy. I'm a freak. I look at girls with a boom. I once got busy in a Burger King bathroom. Dude, Digital Underground. The Humpty Dance is your chance to do. I hope they have Digital Underground in hell. Or not hell, heaven. Heaven. Well, heaven and hell, that would be pretty good. But, you know, like, I remember, like, the funny thing is like, politicians are like celebrities, right? Except we expect them to do stuff for us, you know? Like, we literally give them power by voting them in. And most of them get the power because their parents had a lot of money and sent them to private schools where they made enough connections to fucking sway the shit and get elected into the office where they can hang out with other rich people. It's funny because it's like, you know, Abe, I don't know his backstory if he was a rich kid growing up or a poor kid, but I'm guessing if his fucking dad was a prime minister, that he grew up pretty wealthy, you know? And it's also Taro, that fuck too. You know, his parents owned fucking mines that were like used for slaves, like fucking World War II slaves were used to dig up those mines, you know? It's like, yeah, you know, if people are gonna give Elon Musk shit, let's start with also Taro too, you know? But I think it's I don't know. I don't know why. There's probably plenty of people out there who have reasons to hate Abe, but I don't know what those reasons are. But I bet they're there, you know. I bet they have them. Look at that guy with the fucking loud muffler and the big penis. Who's got a big penis? I just want to go up and nudge him. Who's got a big penis? Oi, what are you doing? Hey, who's got a big penis? What? Come here. Let me see your pictures in high school. What? No. What are you doing? Let go. I can't steer. Come on. Who's a big tough guy? Stop. Ah. Oh, God. Oh, that's fun. But, yeah, I just, I don't know. It's like, I feel that, like, most politicians are like that, though, you know? It's like, I was talking to one of my students the other day, and we had a debate about, like, one of the topics that we chose, because she's doing, like, kind of higher level shit for kids her age. Even though she's in junior high school, we gave her, like, a college book to fuck with. And one of the topics was, like, what's better for education for your kids, public school or private school? And she's like, I went to private school for a year. And she's like, I went to public school for most of the time, but I went to private school for a year, and it's nothing different. She's like, I don't feel like I got any smarter. I just had to wear different clothes, and they had more rules. And the school looked clean, but, like, I didn't learn anything extra that I could have learned in public school. And I was like, well, yeah, you know, like, if you're lucky, the private school actually has good education, like, education system. And she's like, yeah, but it wasn't. And I was like, yeah, but your parents usually send you to private school, not because so much the education, but it's because of the connections you get with the people that you grow up with there. So when they're, you know, even if they don't amount to anything, you know, a lot of those people that are at your school, they come from rich families. And so when you're older, it's probably better to have more of those connections with rich people and people that have successful parents versus just some asshole who you went to public school with. And she's like, I never thought of it like that. And I was like, yeah. And she's like, but I hated most of those people. And I was like, yeah, you know, yeah. Like, I remember my mom was a private high school teacher for the longest time and a university teacher. And she's like, I love private schools because they paid me more and I got to teach whatever the fuck I wanted for the most part. And she's like, public schools, you're always going to be a slave to the curriculum. Private schools are way more flexible. And she's like, and I'm teaching kids, well, I mean, she never said it, but I'm guessing she probably included in that statement, you know, I'm teaching kids that are maybe will have a better chance of amounting to something than kids in public school. So hopefully my teachings go on to the next generational rich generation, you know. But I don't know, that's why I'm always like, do politicians really have the you know, the regular working man's, you know, do they really care about him? If they didn't even come from that part of the world or part of their country and they never really spent any time in there, do they really give a shit about anybody like that? Nah, they just want to bump heads and feel like they're actually doing something. I don't know, like it's like Frank Underwood and fucking House of Cards. It's like, well, you can work for power and money, or you can leave a legacy behind, you know? And it's like power and money, that fades as soon as you die, but legacies will go on. And so, I don't know. But anyway, I'm happy I was able to talk about this at least. I'm going to look back on this in a couple of years when they do like the Abe assassination 5-year anniversary, 10-year anniversary or whatever, and I get to see how the fucking country has changed for better or for good. But phew. Anyway, it's 10 p.m. It's time for me to get into me knickers and get me a nice little nightcap, whatever the fuck, I don't know, British people talk. But anyway, yeah, guys, that was my rant and ramble about the assassination of Abe Shinzo. So, Shinzo Abe, Mario, of Japanese Mario. What do you guys think about this? Sorry if I rambled on. Again, this video is more for me than it is for you guys. But, yeah, I hope you guys are hugging your loved ones out there. And I hope that we can make this world better for our future. Make the world better for me and my grandsons. Okay, guys? There we go. Stay black.